video series. Today we're going to take a look at the 2022 Hyundai Palisade. This is the luxury model, and I really quite like this model. So if you've never joined us before, what we're going to do is we allow our live audience to build, and in the meantime, we go to the content of this at the 3-minute mark. So if you want to skip ahead, you can. Before you do, I'll just tell you what we're doing in the meantime. We're going to talk about some news and notes. We're going to show you how to join us live, and I have to set up my TV for 1 second because I forgot to do that. So here we go. Jumping into our video. If you want to join us live, you need to not be on this page. We'll look at that page in just 1 second. You need to go over here to this page right here. This is our page. Just updated this video today. Kia future products. Will the Stinger continue? Sportage, powertrain options, and more. That's just new today, so you can see that anytime you want. But if you refresh the page right now, our home page, if you refresh it exactly at 2 o'clock like we're doing right now, you will see our live video tab take over. So you're going to click into that live video and you will be joining us live. You get to watch an ad for apparently a Dodge Ram right now. All right, while you're watching that ad, I'm going to run a quick ad myself as I skip this one. If you are looking to buy in Ontario, whether it's a Kia or a Hyundai or anything, you can give me a call or you can connect with me. You can connect with me through the link in the description that I'll put in as soon as this video is done, and we can connect you up with the 3 dealers that support our channel, which is Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai. All those 3 dealers support this channel, and they can be your local dealer anywhere in Ontario. So there we go. All right, what I'm going to do really quickly is hopefully a couple of you that are on right now can just drop a comment, say hello. Just want to make sure that's working. I got to get my TV up here working in a second, and it's having trouble, so we're just going to let that happen. Like I said, I did do that video this morning where we talked about Kia's future product plans, and we talked about will the Stinger continue. I answered that question. We talked about powertrain options for the powertrain options for the Sportage. We also talked about when the EV6 is showing up and how it's showing up. There's going to be some differences there than we thought. And this is not going to let me share this screen to the big screen today. So we're going to go without the big screen today and make it work. That means I just may not see as many of your comments. Still not seeing any comments drop through. So any of you guys just want to hit hello, say something, that'd be great. And yeah, we'll see how that works. All right, what else is going on? News notes, there we go. Getting a GV70 this week in Texas, not Ontario. Hey, welcome from Texas. Mavs fan. Hey, you're a Mavs fan? I'm a Dirk Nowitzki fan and a Raptors fan, so that's pretty cool. All right, so we got some comments coming in. That's good. Feel free to hit the like button as well. 30 seconds to go. What else is new? Haven't decided what I'm doing the rest of this week yet. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday are up to you guys potentially. Both Kia and Hyundai vehicles we can get sorted out here, so we'll make a decision about that. But you guys can also help me out as well. 10 seconds to go here, so we will just count it down together here. Again, if you haven't hit the like button yet, do me a favor, hit the like button. We're going to have a few less people on today than before. That's okay. All right, 3 minutes in. Today we are talking about, hey everybody, it's Peter from the Kia Hyundai channel. Today we're talking about the Hyundai 2022 Hyundai Palisade Luxury. Now, this is a vehicle that I quite like, and I'll tell you why. But before we get there, let's just show you exactly where we are in the model lineup. And I got some regulars jumping in here. It's crazy with the MSRP in the States. Yes, MSRPs in the States, people are charging over and above. That's not cool with me. All right, so let's just jump down here. I'm going to show you what Palisade we've got today, because in Canada, we have the Essential, the Preferred, and the Luxury, along with the Ultimate Calligraphy. Ultimate Calligraphy is very, very fancy. I kind of like this luxury model. To me, this luxury model, if you look at it, it doesn't scream, you know, ostentatious or anything like that. It's just kind of a nice, normal-looking SUV, but it's got a lot of the options that I think I would like to have in a vehicle like this. So this is the luxury model, but there's some catches with this. So we're going to select right here, $50,599. You can see we're going to scroll into there. If my internet is working properly, there we go. You can choose the 8-passenger model. It costs you nothing. Add $500 and lose a seat. That's kind of the way things are right now. And that's how we do. So this is the 7-passenger model. So you will lose that center seat, but gain some luxury, I suppose. That's why it's the luxury. So a couple things we're going to talk about. First of all, let's show you the keys so we throw it in our pocket. And then what we're going to do is we're going to dig in through some of the technology in here. We're going to go rear, middle seat, trunk space, rear seat. Got some cool tricks in the rear seat. Of course, this is very similar to the Kia Telluride, but there are some key differences. And then, of course, we're going to look at some lighting. We're going to take your questions all throughout. And if you've never joined us before, we're going to spend about a half an hour with this vehicle. So if after the 30-minute mark we're still going on, we're either answering your questions or we may have gone a little bit off topic. So next 25 minutes or so, we're going to go in depth with this. And that's kind of what we do here. If you are interested in this vehicle or any Kia or Hyundai vehicle, we are not a review channel. We are a channel that can have these vehicles back again and again and again. So if there's something you didn't see here or a vehicle you want to see, hit the subscribe button. We'll make sure we pull vehicles in that you want to see, and we'll just keep going through them so you can see everything you need to know about them. All right, here's what the key looks like. We're going to show it to you so I can throw it in my pocket because that's what we can do here. Lock, unlock, remote start on the key fob. Hold that to open the tailgate, which you can do in a couple different ways, and you can hold that to hit the horn. That's it. That's all we got on here. And of course, I can throw that in my pocket, never have to touch it. A couple of nice touches on this luxury model. Sometimes the lower trim models, when you have that little button on the door, it's actually a black button. This is, of course, the body, or not the body color, the sort of satin metal finish there. Kind of blends in from the distance. You don't see it standing out the same way you would. Other cool little details I like is the signal lights in the mirrors. Instead of being the straight line that you often see, you've got this section out front that works as a signal light. And this piece here that works as a signal light. Just little details that kind of make it feel a little special. 20-inch wheels on this. You've got some nice touches in this vehicle as well. Things like the rear suspension. We've talked a lot on the Santa Cruz about that self-leveling rear suspension. This vehicle has that as well. So when you hook up your trailer and you can tow 5,000 pounds, or if you simply have larger passengers in the middle row or the rear row seats, the vehicle will squat initially, drive around the block, and it will level itself out. So it's not an air ride suspension. It's a very simple system where the oil can adapt in that shock to level it out. So self-leveling rear suspension in this vehicle. Again, 5,000 pound towing capacity, so you've got really good capability in here. And it's just a very nice vehicle overall. So what we're going to do now is jump inside and take a look. Obviously, I would just have to one tap to unlock the door, double tap to unlock all the doors. You can set that up to do a single tap to unlock all the doors if you wanted to. This vehicle is not very clean. I apologize, guys. The catch when you do a video like this every single day, you just don't have time to detail every time, so you do our best to keep it clean. A couple little details we showed you on the Sorento yesterday. The doors here, they wrap all the way around. So you can see that they come all the way around, and that means that when you're getting out of this taller vehicle here, you can see down here, this is all clean, except for a little smudge right there with somebody's shoes. But this is all clean, and what that means is that the dirt that the tires kick up hit on the outside of the door here rather than the inside, and then when you get out, you keep your pants clean, because oftentimes your pants will brush against the outside of a taller SUV, and if they brush here, they will stay clean. The seats are among the best in the industry as well. You've got the lumbar support right here, powered seat, and then of course this piece, we showed you this on the Sorento as well yesterday. It's on the Telluride as well. It is on this luxury version of the Palisade. You can see right here, it is extending out right there, and that will extend the seat for you if you want it further out or further in, which is quite a nice feature to have if you're sharing the car especially, but if you're a taller driver, that's going to make a big difference for you. If you're a shorter driver, it'll be out too far for you, so you can make that comfortable. Over here, you do have the memory seats in this model, which is kind of nice, and that's helpful. Down here, let's talk real quick safety. Blind spot detection, lane keeping assist right there. The electronic parking brake is also up here, and that's because you have a unique dash in here, or center console, which we'll show you in a second. But in the meantime, we're going to turn the vehicle to the on position. You can see a nice little graphic coming up front here. So let me just turn the climate system off. There we go. The Palisade is available with a full digital dash on the Ultimate Calligraphy. This is very much the same as the Telluride, but you don't really lose a whole lot of functionality. One of the things this car does very well is when you signal left, you can see that this is your blind spot here. When you signal right, that is your blind spot there. Generally speaking, when we have this feature, I have to turn the car on and do that, so let me just turn it off and then back on again. Generally speaking, when we have that feature, oops, come on, there we go. When we have this feature, it is only available in the digital dash, and it takes over this side to take the left side blind spot, and takes over this side to do the right side blind spot. In this, like the Kia Stinger that we have beside us, right over there, come on, Stinger. In that vehicle, in the Telluride, and in this Palisade, it is actually the same idea exactly, by taking that 360 camera, repurposing with software the camera that usually looks down on the car, which we'll talk about in a second. It looks back into your blind spot, and you can see right there. So again, there's a camera underneath the mirror. When you go in reverse, we're going to show you a 360 type camera on this vehicle that looks down when you're in reverse. It will repurpose with software to look behind you, and you will be able to see in your blind spot. And that doesn't replace the blind spot detection that you can see there in the mirror as well, which will light up as someone's in your blind spot. So a very nice feature in there. Like I said, you have a lot of information in there. My friend uses the Cubby for her purse, and she likes it. So that's what we're headed to right now. Let's just show, that was a comment from Mimi there coming through. And I call you guys by your YouTube names, whether those are your real names or not, I have no way to tell. So down there, we've got that sort of cubby thing that some people like, some people don't like. I don't mind it. I don't have a huge purpose for that, but if you are the type of person who carries a purse or something like that, that is a great spot for that, absolutely. You've got some power ports down there, USB on the far right, and a 12-volt on the left. And it is a popular spot to put something like a purse or other things like that. My nickname, oh, Mimi is known as Michelle. Oh, well, guess what? You're now Michelle to me. All right, so coming down here, we've got the auto climate. So let's just show you what we've got. Of course, we've got the digital display screen. We're going to go through some of that in a minute, but we're going to skip that for now as we come down here. All the redundant buttons right here. Most of those buttons you're never going to have to touch if you don't want to, because you can just use the full touchscreen itself. The auto climate control is a tri-zone system. The rear side is off right now, but I could set that up and it would show a display here as well. One thing I want to point out there, though, you have the clean air system. This is a system that's been around for a while in Kia and Hyundai vehicles, and it's really worthwhile. It's a simple system. Every car we sell has a cabin air filter. Those have to be replaced in time. This one has an ion filter, and the ion filter is a no maintenance filter that can take out allergens in the air. And I am someone who suffers from allergies, and I love driving around these cars when it's allergy season because they really do a good job of clearing the air. They can take some pollutants out of the air as well, so but they're great for allergy sufferers. So when you see that clean air system, come on, there we go. When you see that clean air logo type there, you can know that if you're an allergy sufferer, that is really good. So these push button gear shift things, some people think they're really controversial. I'll tell you what, if you are a car reviewer, they are controversial because you have to learn how to use push buttons instead of dropping a gear in place. And when you switch vehicles every week, that's probably a really tough thing to do. If you own this vehicle, it takes about a day and a half to get used to these. They're in the same order as you have, and I have come to like them instead of not like them because they do clean up the dash, free up some space. They're quite nice, I think, and I think most people will find that they like them as well. Do you have information about the factory builds the Stinger to shut down? Yes, I do. We'll talk about that after the 30-minute mark. Okay, so coming down over here, drive modes. Now this is confusing for me as an EV driver. My Kia Soul EV has this exact same knob for my putting in drive reverse, like park, it's my gear shift, and down here is my parking brake, or my put it in park, excuse me. So it looks to me like the gear shift, but of course we have that here. On this car it is used, or on this SUV, it is used to change your drive modes, and you have a lot: smart, sport, eco, and comfort. So generally speaking, I always advise people to keep it in smart. Now you can do whatever you want. If you have a different preference than me, there's not a problem at all. But I really like the smart mode because the smart mode will use the way you're driving, essentially your pedal, to decide if it needs to be in eco. It'll always default to eco, but if you get into the throttle a little bit more, it might move you out to the comfort. And if you really get into the throttle, it'll put you in sport all by itself. So I quite like the smart mode itself. We can talk about the drive modes if you want. All of your all-wheel drive systems always work. You're always starting out in all-wheel drive. It'll move the power away from the rear wheels as it senses that you maintain traction. So it doesn't wait to slip before it sends power to the rear. And then if you really want to optimize everything, including your traction control, your all-wheel drive system, vehicle stability control, for different conditions like snow, mud, or sand, you have this drive mode and terrain mode button. The terrain mode takes you to snow, mud, and sand and optimizes the car for all of those features. So Americans, you don't have that. So that's a different thing for you, and we have it here, and it's quite worthwhile. All right, jumping back over here. Other things that I like on this car is turning the climate control off, save some battery. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, and ventilated seats. And I'm a big fan of this. Again, this car to me, especially in the white paint, does not look overly luxurious. The ultimate calligraphy, it's just got a lot of details on the outside that kind of make it stand out and go, wow, that's a luxury car. This one doesn't really look so luxurious. It just kind of looks normal, looks very nice, but it doesn't scream luxury car. But you get a lot of these functions, and one of the things I really like is the ventilated seats. So you have that. The other thing you have that I should probably talk about, if we look up over here, these three buttons right here, they indicate to you that you have Blue Link. Blue Link is mainly a cell phone app. There are three buttons there as well, which you can call emergency services, get navigation assistance, and you can call for a tow truck. But most people use Blue Link as a cell phone app. You can remote start the car, you can locate it, you can make sure it's locked, those kind of things. You can see where you are, and fuel even. So a lot of features there in the Blue Link system on your app. You get that free for 3 years. There will be a subscription after that. Don't know what the price is yet because they're still adding features. Is this a dual sunroof, only available at the top trim? Yeah, the dual sunroof is only available at the top trim. So you can see here as I'm looking at myself, nice good sized sunroof above me, but no rear sunroof on this trim. And again, bit of the compromise you're making to hit this trim, but that doesn't totally bother me. You can get that when you go to the Ultimate Calligraphy. All right, let's flip around over here and we're gonna take a look at this screen. 10.25-inch screen. Let's just show you the camera system first. As we look at the camera system right about, can I do this? No, does it like me? Why doesn't it like me? I hit the view button. Oh, let's just try putting it into reverse. Shifting conditions not met. So it should be able to show me the camera system. Why doesn't it like me? Park. Put the parking brake on, maybe? I don't think so. Normally what I'm doing here is I can hit this button and it does work, and today it's not happy with me. So what we're gonna do is quickly start up the car one more time, hit the camera view right here, hit the reverse button, there we go. As we hit reverse, the lights just turned off in the room, but you can see the 360 camera here. You can see when I turn the car, you can really see where the corners of the car are gonna go, like that. And of course you can put it in drive and see the front, where the side of the car is gonna swing. So if you're going through the drive-through, you can really see where you're gonna swing and make sure you don't hit things. And of course, it is a camera view in front of you or beside you. Gonna put it back in park, turn the vehicle off because we are gonna run through, we have offices in the next room over, and we don't want them gassing out. So let's go through some of the menus right here. We did this the other day on the Sorento, showed you a lot of things. A lot of things are the same here. One thing I didn't show you, HD radio data. Sometimes this will work inside. Let's find out. Yes, it's a Doppler radar system. No rain in the area, but it is coming soon, we are told. Quite a bit of rain overnight, but that's kind of a cool thing. Your car's sort of a radar sensing or radar type thing. You do have passenger talk, which is one of my favorite things right now. I don't know if all of a sudden you heard me start to echo, but if you did echo, if you did hear me echo, it's because, come on camera, we are using this microphone right here. And that microphone, of course, is useful for your Bluetooth. When you use that for Bluetooth, it can also be set up in the passenger talk, which means the rear seat passengers behind me can hear me through their speakers because I'm using that little microphone right above my camera right now. So pretty cool. I don't have to scream and yell. They can hear me. It's useful for a couple reasons. If someone's sleeping back there, you can just quietly talk to them. But more importantly, if they have earbuds in listening to their own music, then they have the option of hearing you without you having to yell, which is pretty cool. Coming down here, we're gonna hit the end button right there. And then the other thing you can do is if they want to listen to their music and not yours, you can hit the quiet mode. Quiet mode's pretty cool because it turns the front speakers to volume number 7, which you can turn up from there, but the rear speakers turn off. That allows maybe young kids to sleep in the back, but it also allows a little bit older kids or someone else to listen to their music and not have to listen to your music, and you can still listen to yours. So a couple cool little functions in there. Let's see if there's anything cool in the setup menu. Sometimes we show some cool stuff in the setup menu. There's a lot in here. I'm not going to get through it all. We did do some of that the other day. Oh, I thought I was showing the other way. Sorry about that. We'll go to the vehicle for a second here. Let's go to the, let's go to convenience features. Nah, that's not too exciting. Go to the seat features. Third row, seat back folding. You can fold and unfold the seats from this a display screen right here. So we're going to show you in the back. There are push buttons in the back, but right now the third row seats are down. If I wanted to raise them or unfold them, I could do that, which is pretty cool to me, so that you can do that from this screen. And of course, that powered rear seat is not something you get in the Telluride. So powered rear seats, which again, we'll show you in a second here in this video, is pretty cool. Drive and train mode select just shows you drive and train. Climate mode, of course, in here. You can set some automatic ventilation options, which is pretty cool. Auto dehumidify, auto defog, and different features. You can lock the rear climate controls. Rear climate controls, of course, are right there. So lots of stuff in there. And oops, oh boy, oh boy. Hold on, hit the wrong buttons here. Anyways, you can show that right there. So what we're gonna do right now is we're gonna get the lights back on the room by walking around this room. If you have a question, do me a favor, ask it right now. But before you even do that, let's see, we only got about 17 likes tonight right now. I feel like we can get to about 45 likes. Do me a favor, hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 45 likes today. And it'll be fun to try to get there. Over on the screen here, I just wanna show you one final thing as we're leaving the car. We'll come back to it a little bit later. Paddle shifters are in this car. Paddle shifters, I don't think people use them a lot, but if you do wanna shift manually with the push button gear shift, you can't just shove that gears lever to the left and shift on your own gears. So you will use your paddle shifters. They are a little bit more helpful to have. If you're towing a trailer or something like that, you want to keep it in the rev range going up. Instead of just using sport mode, if you didn't want to do that, you can choose your own gears on your own, which is pretty cool. All right, we got 2 likes out of me begging for likes last time. You guys are really making me earn it today, so I'm going to do my best to earn it. But if I can be gifted maybe 5 or 6 likes right now, I'll try to earn the rest. All right. Walking over here, hopefully the camera or the little sensor sees me. Come on, sensor, there we go. Lights are on in my room. Lights, my world is lightening up. All right, so we're gonna show you this car in a second, but first we're gonna just take some questions here. So I'll try to show you, actually, you know what, we'll flip it around to me for a second. My computer went to sleep here because it's not broadcasting to the TV over there. All right, so a bunch of questions. Is that a sunglass storage bin in the ceiling? No. A lot of our cars are taking away that sunglass storage space. There is a spot in the center console where you can put them in there. Get a hard case for your glasses. That's where you're gonna have to drop them in. I'm with you guys. I know that you guys like to use that ceiling space. That's not something I do, but I know that you guys are missing that on the top of the vehicle. Doesn't have it, so we have to find a better way. It's more fun to shout to the kids to stop fighting, though. That's true. You don't have to use the speakers because it'll probably have some distortion if you're yelling at your kids in the back, but it is kind of fun to yell at them and to jam on the brakes and tell them to get out. They never know what to think. You know you're not going to leave them. They know you're not going to leave them, but they're not sure. They question their filter. So the ion filter works in conjunction with the regular cabin air filter, or does it replace it? That's a fantastic question. Cabin filter's there no matter what. The ion filter works in conjunction with it. So that's good words there as well. It's just an extra level of filtration that takes some pollutants out of the air and takes some allergens out of the air. I do notice the difference. I do find that it works very well for when I have allergies. If I can get into these cars and drive them, I find that it does keep them clear. Stinger, we talked about that later. Is that pass-through in the cubby actually useful? Yes. So the pass-through in the cubby, I think, is useful on some of these vehicles. I think a lot of our customers do use it, especially, like I said, many people who carry a purse. If you're the type of person to carry a purse or something small like that, very good space down there to put it. Somebody said, I got a survey for buying my Kia and they asked where I learned the features. I clicked other and put in their YouTube channel name. That's kind of cool. I appreciate that. We'll do our best. Is Kia and Canada having a shortage essentially with the Palisade? Yes. Every car in the world right now is pretty much in a shortage. It's a crazy time to buy. It's still a good time to buy. The difference is you may not be able to see it. You may have to rely on me a little bit to see some of the features of the vehicle, which is, again, why we're more than a review channel. If you want to see the car in here again, just let me know. We'll pull it back in the video bay. We'll go through more details. Believe it or not, a half an hour is not nearly enough to go through the video or the vehicle in detail. All right, let's jump in the middle row seat here. Again, remember we spent $500 more to lose a seat? There's a reason for that. You're paying more to lose a seat, but you are paying for a door that's locked. Let's just unlock all the doors here. All right, so we got a door that's open now. You are paying more for a little bit of luxury. It's very nice to have these captain's chairs. They are very, very much like a front seat in the car. And let's just show you how it is to get in. So jumping in here, you can see bigger SUV, huge doors. It's kind of like getting into a minivan. You can raise this headrest to an appropriate spot for me. And it's very comfortable back here. As we flip around, you will see a sunshade that comes out of the door, rises right there. And if I can show you there, so that again gives you a little extra shade. I'm reaching too far away, but there you go. We'll leave that one up. And again, just tucks into the door. Very nice way to give you a little extra shade, a little extra privacy. We've got a fantastic stereo in here. You can see the rear seat passengers. They benefit just like the front seat passengers would with nice speakers. Bottle holder, cup holder in the door, and there's a window switch there, of course. Luxury all around here. Leather seats that are very nice to the touch. You have plastic back seats, so if you have kids that you need to clean the seats, they're plastic back there. You do have a pocket here. You have an extra device pocket right here, so they can stick their cell phone or something in there. Let's see if we can turn the light on there. It is an LED, white LED lights inside. So that pocket there is really useful with this right here, a USB port in the back of the seat. You can keep your devices charged, keep them maintained that way. And of course, your rear climate control system. I could turn it on here. I could turn it off here. I could adjust the fan speed. I could adjust where I want the air, and I can adjust the temperature of the air, and it's all right here in the display. Of course, the vehicle, we turn it off right now, so we can't do that. And we have rump roasters for the rear seats, not just one level or two levels, but 3 levels of seat heating in the rear seats, which means if you have this Palisade Luxury Edition, you really do get some luxury. Sitting in these seats is very much like sitting in the front seat of a vehicle. I can recline it, and I can recline it some more and lay way back here and get very comfortable. There's tons of space back here. I'm 6 footer sitting behind a 6-footer. You can see the leg room there is great. My legs are on the seat. I'm comfortable. If you're going on a road trip, this is a great car to go on a road trip with. Great SUV to go on a road trip with. You can see the air vents in the ceiling there, so you can direct those just like an airplane to yourself, only not little tiny ones that blow really hard, just nice ones that blow the way you want. If you don't want your kids in the back playing with those climate controls, you just lock them out. There's a way to do that from the front seat. So overall, back seat, top marks here, but this is only the middle row seat. So let's check out the back seats for a second. I didn't mention the stereo system as well as a Harman Kardon system. I know we have some Bose and some Harman Kardon systems. The Palisade has a Harman Kardon. You can tell I started with Kia before I did the Hyundai stuff. All right, back here, lots of ways to open the trunk. One of the fun ways is you can just stand behind the vehicle. It has this proximity sensor that senses the key. You can turn that feature on or off. When you stand there with the key nearby, that system will open up on its own. You never have to touch a thing. What I'm gonna do today is just hold down this button right here, blinks a few times, and the trunk opens up all on its own, which is kind of nice to have. Teddy bear test time. For those of you who don't watch my videos regularly, we use a teddy bear test around here because if I was to show you every vehicle like this and just kind of fill the screen with the trunk, you would have no idea which one's bigger or smaller because you have no reference point. Now you have a reference point. My friend Teddy, my coworker, my pal, my bud, he's pretty chilled out. He looks way happier. He was sitting in the chair. He looked kind of sad. He looks pretty thrilled back here. So he's chilling out there and relaxing. Somebody asked, this car's plated. Why is it plated? Basically because this is a dealership car that they're keeping around. They bought the car so they could keep it around to show you guys because so many of these vehicles have to be ordered and it's very difficult to keep a vehicle around. So this is a dealership car that I can use, and it also is something that you can test drive and order your vehicle off of this. So Teddy's comfortable. You can easily fit 2 teddy bears back here. The nice thing about these seats back, or this little area back here is, see that cover there? That is a blind style cover that you can set up right over here behind the rear seats and pull it like a blind to cover your cargo area, or you can do exactly what they've done now. If you don't need that area, you want the full, or you don't want that blind up, you want the rear seats up, or let's say you want to slide something large cargo-wise in there, you can put that blind cover underneath the floor, and it's super convenient there. So you have a lot of underfloor storage there. Unlike the Telluride, you get the full width of storage here. Telluride uses that area for the jack in the width. So really well thought out there, smart design. Let's take Teddy Bear out of here. And remember we showed you on the display screen, that display screen in the center, we showed you, let me just put my teddy bear. Somebody says, does the Seltos have a cover like that? I believe it does in the top trim level. I'm going by memory here, so I think it does top trim level. Anyways, remember we showed how the power seats could be raised from that screen? You can also raise them from right here. Third row left and right. Let's just raise the right side. And you know what, let's raise the left side as well. So there you go, power seats that rise. If you are the type of person that just doesn't like fiddling with seats to have to do your thing, it's very simple. They do that all on their own. And then, of course, you just tap the headrest up like that, and you can sit your third passenger there. I really like the powered seats. I wish more vehicles had them. Frankly, I wish the Telluride had them, but it doesn't. And now let's put them down. So we're going to put them down, and you can see the headrests flop on their own, and it goes back down. For the size of this vehicle, especially if you're shorter than me, this is just easier. I have some back issues. It's not hard to pull the seat up, but it is a long ways in. And there's just no risk of hurting yourself doing anything like that. So I really appreciate the powered seats that can be raised and lowered like that. All right. You guys are holding out on me on likes. We got 42 people on. We were going to try to go for 45 likes. We're going to have about 300, 400 people on live during this video. So do me a favor. If all of us just hit the like button right now, we'll see how things go. That'll help us out. Let me show you one final thing, and then we'll go back to the lighting of this vehicle. This is the trunk closing button. Very simple to touch, very simple to reach. If you can't reach that, if you are a shorter person, just keep your key fob handy, and you can always shut it with the key fob. You can also shut it from inside the vehicle. Oh, I say you can shut it with inside the vehicle. We should just double check that. Can you? I know you can on some of our vehicles. Yes, there we go. That's what I thought. Right there, you can shut it from inside the vehicle. So there you go. Can you set it to different heights? Absolutely. So I show a video, how to use Kia class. It's a Kia class before we had Kia Hyundai classes. And it's how to see your trunk or how to adjust your trunk. Oh man, I can't remember the title of it, but I did do a Kia class on how to set those power trunks to different heights. If you have a low garage, you don't want it opening up and hitting the garage. If you're a shorter person, you want to be able to touch that button, you can set it. There's multiple ways to set that up, so you can do that. We'll save that for another video, but I do have a video up on it under my Kia class section, Kia Hyundai classes now that we have on that. So do me a favor and check that out if you want to see that. I'm gonna go back to your questions right now. show you the vehicle. We will go back to showing you the lighting on this vehicle in just 1 second. And do the second row seats fold down? They absolutely do. They aren't the power seats, so you just touch some buttons. They're pretty simple to fold. That's very easy to do. Does the Celtos have a blind cover, or is it just a weird thing on strings? No, I think it is the blind cover on the Celtos. More than when physically went. You go through more than when I physically went to the dealer and you had the car. Don't cut yourself short. Oh, okay, thanks. Okay. So let's keep going through here. I don't see a whole lot of questions there. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them right now. They do take a minute or so or a few seconds to get into me, and sometimes I miss them as I'm going through. So if I haven't answered your question, it's just that I missed it as it shows up on my screen. We're gonna show you lighting in this car because I kind of think it's pretty cool, and then we'll come back and we'll answer some more of your questions. Still looking for about 16 more likes from you guys if we can get there. If we can't, hey, I understand. I didn't earn it today. That's okay. I should show you this little section here. It's pretty cool. These cup holders can be pushed back in, so you can have this whole area here open like that. If you want to have a cup holder, you just push this button, boom, they slide out in a hurry. It's kind of a cool feature. There's a USB port in there, and of course you can hide that. You guys are asking about sunglasses. Can't put them above. You can put them in there if you wanted, and you can put them below there as well if you wanted down there. 12 volt, the USB port in there as well. So sort of lights on. There we go. Taking a look. Actually, you know what? Let's turn signal lights on this vehicle as well. Put the four-way flashers on. It's nice and easy to reach. All right. Take a look at the headlights. First of all, there's that mirror. I just think that looks cool, especially at night. The camera doesn't really pick it up the same way as it should. But if you are following this car, you will see this is an extremely bright focused light that goes right behind you. In the front side, you'll see over here. What are those ports under the push button open area? You know what, Albert? Remind me of that in a second. We'll go back. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but we'll come back to that. Over here, daytime running lights are these, and they kind of visually tie into that. So this is an LED strip that comes up here, visually ties into that. And then you can see the signal lights are a nice bright LED in there as well. And of course, your headlights are projector beam, and they are really bright, which is really cool. High beams are actually below. High beams there, headlights there. If you saw this light kind of flicker a little bit there, that's just the way it interacts with the camera. On this luxury trim, a metallic type look here. To me, it doesn't look the same as the Ultimate Calligraphy. It does give kind of a bold grille look, a metallic kind of floating look. Very nice look in my books, but yeah, different than the lower trim level Palisades, of course. Come around the back here, and we'll see there's those lights again there. Just a unique look. You can identify the car at night, and you can see over here, yellow signal lights, or amber signal lights, I believe is what we call them. You don't see that very often, but you can see them here, and they are in the position that most of you like in the light cluster, not down here. So just something to keep in mind. All right, Albert, you asked for something. I believe you were asking in here. We're gonna make sure we get to that. We were looking in here, USB port there, these push buttons here, which activate these. So this push button here opens that there. I'm not sure if that's what you were referring to, or if there was something in here that we were referring to. USB port under the center console. So that is here. Oh, underneath here. Underneath there. Yes, there's a 12 volt here and a USB port there. So hopefully that's what we're talking about. Let me know if that's what you're looking for. If not, I'll come back to it. But again, sunglasses holder you could put over here. If I were you, that's where I would use store them. So there you go. So Albert saw it. Perfect. Okay. So, if you have questions, that's kind of what we do here. Albert's been a longtime fan of ours. He's watched and helped us grow the channel. So, again, if you have questions, just ask them out now. If you're not live with us, ask them in the comments below. And if I can answer them just in words, I will, in typing. And if not, then what I will do is we'll do another video on this vehicle. So, 33 minutes in, I think we covered most things. Feel free to let me know if there's something that you want to see. I'm just going to run through the comments here quickly. Last chance to hit likes and comments. Otherwise, we'll move right through. And let me just see. Okay, so. Yeah, lots of ports in the front. Albert saying, give some smashes to the like button. I'm cool with you guys doing that. It looks like we are not going to hit my 45 like goal today, which, you know, that happens. Somebody says it gives off an airplane cockpit vibe in this, and it very much does. Everything is very easy to reach, very clear, very easy to understand. That knee rest is amazing. They say, yeah, where the driver's seat comes out, really cool. I really like those powered rear seats. I think they should do that in more vehicles than we do. Sort of surprised that Telluride doesn't do that. It's one of those things I like more than I thought I would. Just makes it things so simple. So I think that's where we're going to leave it, guys. We showed you 360 camera. Oh, MSRP. Yeah, of course we can do that. Can you talk about Stinger Factory? Yes, let's talk about the Stinger Factory. We'll go off topic right now. Could you see how the lighting for the third row is? Oh, yeah, okay. So here's MSRP right there. Oop, hold on, that's looking at me. There we go. MSRP right there, 51,099 is the MSRP. Throw in the freight and you get it to 53. I always compare, if you're looking across my videos, I always compare the MSRP, which is right there, and rear seat lighting. You want to see some of that. So we have lighting right there, which is the LED lighting. Nice bright white LED lighting. Third row, actually third row is a little darker, let's be honest. This right there is a sensor which works with your Blue Link system to tell you if there's somebody left in the vehicle. Third row seating, yeah, no lighting back there. Oh, no, sorry, what am I saying? There we go. It's in the back right there, a little harder to see. So there we go. Second row cooled seats, not cooled on the luxury model. They are cooled on the ultimate calligraphy model. So this model today that we're showing you, they are not cooled seats, just heated. One step up, they are heated and ventilated. Somebody said the Stinger factory closing down. There are 3 Stinger factories to the best of my knowledge. One of them is switching to EVs. That's the rumor. I haven't even actually confirmed that. But one of the Stinger factories is switching to SUVs. I literally just did a video today. You can find it on our homepage. I put the video on our homepage, and you can find that video. What did I call it? I think I called it. Let's just go to the. I can't go to the homepage. I think I called it something like Kia Future Vehicles, and I really mentioned the Stinger in the topic. Is the Stinger continuing? Something like that. The Stinger will continue for 2022 and to 2023 in Canada. Beyond that, I'm not sure, but that is what I predicted would happen. That is what we're expecting to see now. For full context, watch that video because it's going to give some, asterisks and clarifications on that. But the Stinger's not dead yet. I don't expect it to last the next generation. So speaking of Kia Stinger, here it is. This happens to be a 2020, whoa, I don't know. That's 2019, I believe. This is a used Stinger, just sold it. They came in and bought the new 2022 Stinger, traded in their current Stinger. So yeah, Stinger's not dead, but we're nearing the end is my prediction. I don't know that for sure. So there we go. I think we've covered most of the questions that we can. And EV6 is coming up as well. E6 GT, we talk about that in the other video as well. So we'll talk about all of that. That is our video today. Tomorrow, haven't decided what we're going to do yet. It's kind of open to you guys. I have some ideas, but if you guys have a suggestion, we'll do that as well. Someone asked for the power mirrors. Do the power mirrors work? In fact, let's show you that. I don't remember if they do. I think they do. Let's just do it this way. Turn off the lights, turn off the headlights, turn off the vehicle. Oh boy, terrible camera work here. If I can find the push button, there we go. Push button start. Close the door, lock the door. I don't think they fold in. I don't think they are powered mirrors or powered folding mirrors. They are, of course, powered mirrors. Yes, so they are not the power folding inside mirrors. Sometimes our mirrors, like on the Sorento yesterday, the housing folds in, not so on these ones. They do, of course, fold in manually, but they don't power close. So great question there. All right, guys, we've gone long enough. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We will see you again tomorrow. If you haven't hit the like button yet and you feel like I've earned it, go ahead and spend that split second doing it. If I haven't earned it, hey, I'm okay with that. All right, we'll see you guys again tomorrow.